Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us for Survivor Season 36, Episode 6, Gotta Risk It for the Biscuit. Tonight, we've got 3 advantages, 2 new challenges, and 1 giant blindside. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are here for Survivor Season 36, Episode 6, Gotta Risk It for the Biscuit. We're back in the studio tonight. We got a full house. We're all here. We've had a couple hiatuses as we've been out of town, but we're so excited to be back with our Survivor family. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I am your host, Paige Bonanno.
Hi everyone, it's James Wallington.
What's up everybody? I am Timothy Michael. And before we get started, I just have to shout out that it is Paige's birthday. So everybody in the chat, wish Paige a happy birthday.
Thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys so much that I came after it was on my birthday to talk about Survivor.
I actually meant to bring some champagne.
I actually brought wine before.
Wait, we can sing to her. Okay, ready? This is your birthday song. Ready? This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
Hey!
We're really short on time, you guys.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for the birthday wish. I appreciate it. And thank you guys for joining us for Survivor. And we're so happy that you're here. Everybody in the live chat, we're excited to hear your comments. So tonight, like we said in the tease, we have 3 advantages that were found tonight. 2 challenges, of course, and 1 blindside. So first of all, what are you guys' overall thoughts on the episode?
I loved it.
You
I was
did like
so
it.
happy with the outcome. Even though this person was on my fantasy team, I was willing to cut my losses.
That's okay. Oh, you're just cutthroat tonight. Okay, let's okay, we're just going on.
You're just going on it.
I also enjoyed the episode. I liked that we're getting more of a feel of the Ghost Island element. I did like the outcome because obviously Bradley was getting on all of our nerves. But I think I would have done it differently, and we can talk about it later.
I actually think I would have done it differently too.
Stop copying my answers, birthday girl.
Okay, all right, well.
I do, one more thing, I know we'll talk about it a little bit more too. I didn't like how many advantages were in this episode.
Okay. I actually liked this episode because I finally felt like for the first time that I was really getting to know everybody, and I finally was like, I felt like I could name everybody for the first time.
Like Chelsea.
Yes.
It's funny because I forgot about Jenna though in this episode.
I know they didn't really show
Jenna
much
didn't.
of Jenna.
So
There were a few people that like didn't really do much, but I still felt like over the episodes now finally I've gotten a grasp on everybody as much. But Chelsea was definitely shown more in this episode for sure. So we shall dive right in. We have a graphic up for you guys as well.
Is that up already?
Oh, it's not up yet, but we're going to play it for you guys later.
Side note, I did send a new graphic literally 2 minutes ago. I'm so sorry.
That's how last minute we are
I
here.
sent the wrong one.
We got it. We're on top of it.
We're back.
We're back. So jumping right in, first when we get there, when we get on the episode, we see Malolo, who has been just losing and losing and losing every tribal, and they're kind of like down in the slumps. And Michael goes to look for idols. People are pretty suspicious, but he finds an idol. And the idol that he finds is the one it's the fake idol that Ozzy created on Exile Island. All 3 players that have ever touched this idol have been voted out. So my question to you guys can tell me how you felt about the idol, was, do you think that they should have done something else with this idol? Like, I was thinking, maybe they should have like made him dig around for it and then find it and then it actually not be real because it was a fake idol.
Right. I think as a fan, like, I'm really excited to see this particular idol back in play because it was kind of an iconic one that was made in Survivor Micronesia. So I feel like putting a power to it makes it a little bit more exciting. Like, it was dead and now it's really brought back from the grave because it was fake.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a voodoo kind of idol.
Can you imagine like the like how disappointed you would be and how like down you would feel? That could actually affect your game in a crazy way. You know, finding the idol is obviously such an uplifting moment and you get so excited. But think about it, if you were to do all that digging and everything and then you find an idol that has all this bad mojo on it and then it's like, well, it is what it is. Like, that is the idol. It's been fake.
No, I like that it does have the power that it has. I like that, like I said in the intro, that we are getting a little bit more of a feel to what Ghost Island is.
Yeah.
I like that it's like the biggest kind of reverse the curse that they could do because 2 out of the 3 people who have had this idol or had come in contact with this idol have went home with an idol in their pocket. So I kind of like that they picked this specific one for this specific moment.
I also will say, though, I feel like it was originally, it's a fake idol. Like it wasn't one that was ever put into play
Right.
on the show. So I think in a weird way, depending on how you look at it, it defeats the purpose of the premise of this show.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a real idol.
And
so
that's-
it's not really being brought back as a curse. It was cursed because it was fake.
And that's exactly what my first thought was why wouldn't they just have it play as what it was?
Which I think would have been more interesting if Michael found it and was like, this is a fake idol that was played in Survivor Micronesia. Now you have an opportunity to use this as a way to deceive another player in the competition. Which as like a bartering tool, like, no, this is the real idol. It's Ghost Island. And because Michael's really good at pulling up stories, as we know from the last time he played his idol. So it would have been interesting to see him maybe say, like, it's a fake idol, but it's up to you to do what you want with it as like a game tool.
Ah, that's a great point. That's a really good point. I do like how when they write the little note about the idol, they kind of like try to make it in the way they're like, this idol has slowly matured over the years and now it's a real idol. Like, it's like, okay.
I did think that was kind of lame.
Yeah.
It was a little.
But it would have been interesting to see. And let us know what you guys think in the live chat. If you think that, I didn't see the comments before. Was there anything that people were saying that they thought yes or no in playing it or not playing it?
I mean, just Thomas, and he says that they could have done something better with a stick than
Yeah.
a stick.
Yeah. Because essentially it is a stick.
Right.
It was carved into as a fake
You know,
idol.
Eliza felt the same way.
Yes, she
But
did.
you know what is interesting? So since it was a stick and since it was a fake idol, if anybody were to actually see this or find it, like,
That's true.
They would never believe-
Have no idea what it was.
they would never believe that it was a real idol. So that
Yeah.
could be a good bartering tool for him then.
And the other thing I will say about the intro of this episode, after 36 seasons, I mean, granted, the Hidden Immunity Idol hasn't been around for very long, but what were those women thinking?
Wait.
You literally let Michael go
That's-
off by himself.
Thank you.
And you're going to sit back and talk about, oh, well, Michael's on the bottom. He's
Yep.
our next target. We're sitting pretty, the three of us. And yet you know he's actively searching for an idol, but you do nothing
They've
to prevent
done nothing.
it.
Yeah.
Especially someone like Desiree, who I feel like is not afraid to just like take control of a
Right.
situation. Why she didn't just follow him.
I completely agree with
I was very
you.
disappointed as a fan.
I literally wrote down, I was like, the girls are getting too cocky or something because they're not
Yes.
even going after him. There have been several instances in the past where somebody went to look for an idol and people were literally following that person because it's not about them finding the idol, it's about you knowing that they have an idol.
Exactly.
That's where the power
It's not like
is.
you're gonna jump in and be like, "Hey, Michael, I see you."
Right.
It's like be sly about it, be
Yes.
sneaky, and see that he's. Especially when both of them are on the same page about it. So one of you guys go, one of you guys kind of like go another way. You know, somebody follow him.
Yeah.
But I feel like Angela is a little more. I don't know the word for her. It seems like she's. You're like getting it out of my mouth, but
I feel like she's playing it safe because she doesn't want to step on anybody's toes, and I feel like if she did that, she would be
But I
stepping
feel
on
like
his
she like
toes.
kind of like plays a big game, but she doesn't really do anything about it.
she
Like
remains neutral.
Yeah, but she seems like when she like talks to us and when we kind of see her like facial expressions and stuff, she seems like she's more, I don't know the word that I'm trying to say, but like kind of intense. But
I
then
get what
when
you're
she
trying to say.
actually comes down to it, she's very neutral. And I don't know, I kind of want to see her like step in and actually say something and do something about everything. But I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the live chat. So moving on from Michael's idol, we go into reward where they're winning steak, kebab, spices, you know, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And Dom and Laurel sit out. And this challenge, I remember this challenge, I'm sure we've done it a few times before, but it was like literally just last season. And this was one of the challenges that I actually liked the most because it's so interesting, like seeing them try to work this out between each other. And it seems like it's a pretty simple solution, but they never quite get it right. What did you guys think of the reward?
I love it because it's really interesting now that we're split into 3 different tribes and it's pretty jumbled as far as original Malolo and original Navidi. I'm so tired of hearing that. Is that it forces them to communicate and really kind of see where their strengths lie with that social game. Because, you know, Bradley kind of had a mouth on him tonight. And it just, that starts to pull out these personality flaws, I think, which, you know, is important in the game.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's like it does force you to talk to each other, but then you also get to like see a little bit into these people when they're in a stressful situation like that
How they
with
handle
people that they're not necessarily close with, like we saw with Jonathan and
Bradley.
And, you know, Bradley's basically just barking orders the whole time, and Jonathan's like, dude, I got this, I can handle it. And also with Jonathan, I feel like we've seen huge confidence boost from him, and he's just been playing the game so well lately.
I've really been impressed. I'm so happy.
Agreed. And And just really quick, you guys, if you also want to gain confidence and if you want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of your life, for those who do, we've got a podcast for you. Conversations with Maria Menounos, podcast edition, is hosted by our very own AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of life. From health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and more, let our Maria be the big sister that you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. We all love free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria let us know that we, her AfterBuzzers, sent you to her. Quick story, we read this on the Walking Dead podcast, and some people who had listened had went over and told
great.
Maria, and then she shouted us out, which was really cool.
That's
so
great.
if you guys do go to Maria Menounos podcast edition, check it out every Friday. And like I said, give us a shout out.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's great. Perfect. Yeah. Really quick before we move on, for that reward, okay, is that challenge as easy as it looks to me? Or okay, because what I think with the challenge is basically the person that's going to put the thing on the block doesn't have any slack on his rope. Or I mean, has complete slack on his rope. Like he doesn't have any sort of tightness on the rope. And it seems like you can just follow this pattern the whole time. But why does it get so hard near the end? I know that they're stacking up, but don't you just keep the same strategy?
I think just holding the rope for that long period of time starts to cause strain on the arms. So it's like a little bit more shaky.
But they're not, but the person that's going to put it, you're saying everybody else, it just gets shaky.
I think when you're the one placing the block, I feel like there's a little bit less stress on you because all you really have to do is make sure that you steadily put the block on top. Where everyone else is really holding that whole thing together to make sure it doesn't fall.
But like with Wendell at the end, when he's doing it a few times at the end, he's holding the rope so tight. Why isn't he just doing it?
I also feel like once you keep doing, because that's like what? REWARD plus the 2, that's 8 blocks right there. Maybe each block weighs half a pound. That's 4 pounds extra, maybe even more than that. So that's another 4 pounds that you have to distribute the weight of, so I could see why the higher it gets, the more difficult it seems.
Yeah,
to,
but it seems like, I feel like maybe I'm not getting it then, because it seems like the 4 people, whoever they are, have the same slack on the rope, and then the person that's going to put it in has nothing. Just switch it.
Yeah, I think it really honestly depends.
This doesn't really matter, but it just don't get.
I think it just depends on the people that are on your team and like who's pulling their slack and who's not, because that's really what this challenge is all about. It's a balancing act with slack, and who's really holding their weight and who's not, because it really is about trusting each other and communicating the efforts of which way to pull and guide the
But
structure.
this is the first time that we've seen this challenge where we saw people just completely slacking the rope. Like people were just like, and running up there. We saw this challenge, like you said, last season, and that never occurred to them to do. Everybody was always holding onto the rope, and it was a very slow challenge. Whereas this one, once they dropped it and they got the hang of it, they were just running up there and doing
I think
it.
a lot of that's having trust in your teammates.
That's true.
Right.
It's like, hey, trust us. We got the slack. You just need to place the cue.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So-
Instead of like yelling at them to like, do other
Exactly.
things or go faster.
I'm laughing at the live
Really
chat.
quick side note. I love how Sheena123 in the live chat said, is Michael still Paige's love interest for this season, or is it Donovan now? Okay, I love Donovan, but not in the way that I love Michael. We've literally been talking about Michael all night.
Yeah,
so
like before we even went live, we were stalking his Instagram.
we were stalking his Instagram, and we have
He's
a little
beautiful.
bit of. Oh my God. Okay, we have a little bit of news for you guys, which we'll get into later. But oh my God.
He's beautiful.
I
mean, there's nothing else to say.
It stresses me out to look at his Instagram. Like I need to block it.
You-
I need to block it.
And I told you guys before we went live, when Katie Gallagher was here from Survivor Palau, she was even saying like he is looking more like a man every episode, and you forget that he's 18 years old, which is crazy.
Weird.
My
So,
God.
yeah, it's getting a little warm in here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Never has a truer statement been said. All right. So after reward, basically they need to send someone to Ghost Island again. And
Well, Malolo loses again.
Malolo loses, thank
Poor
you.
Malolo.
Yeah. Navidi gets number 1 and Yanua, whatever,
Yanuya.
gets number 2. And then, Malolo again is down for the count. And so since there was 3 tribes, I don't know if they did this last week because I missed that part, but basically they could either, the winning tribe, the first winning tribe could either unanimously pick on either of the tribes, even the one that won second, or basically go to rocks, and then anyone can go between the 3. Is that right?
Between the 2.
Between the 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking that it was between the third one. I was like, why would they even ever do that?
No, because they said if Malolo had picked someone from Unua, they would be missing out on the reward,
Because they got second place and they
Yes.
still would get a reward, right? So they ended up picking Kellen because, go ahead.
Which, for weird reason, because Chelsea was like, we want to, Ghost Island is still a mystery and we want to keep it that way, so they send Kellen.
Right.
And I just thought it was a kind of a BS answer, because I was like, wait, why?
So why do you think they sent Kellen then?
I think that they fully believe that answer, but I don't understand the reasons behind it.
Here's what I would say as far as the logic goes. Yes, it's still a mystery. And if you continue to send the same person over and over, you're knowing that either Kellen has a power or she doesn't. The more people you send to Ghost Island, the more paranoia sets in of like, that person may have one because they've been before. This person may have something because they've been before. Now it's like all eyes are on Kellen.
And it's
like she's been now twice, that the odds of her getting some kind of advantage is greater, which of course she made the right choice.
So then when you get to the merge, it's like, well, then they have one target rather than 6. They can be like, let's vote out Kellen because, you know, she has, we don't know what she has.
It happened in Survivor Gabon. They kept sending Sugar to exile, and it was constant, and she kept reaping the rewards of just hanging out at exile. So I just feel like it's the same kind of logic that it's a way to put a target on someone later on.
Yeah.
I just love how she said it's a mystery. I was like, girl, at this point it's a mystery to all of us too, because we still don't know what goes on.
What's actually happening there. And I wonder how much, like, we haven't seen, like, we didn't see Kellen tell anybody anything after she got back tonight. Maybe there just wasn't time in the episode, but they haven't really been saying too much about what's been happening to them while they're there.
Not
so
like
I wonder,
when Jacob went,
Yeah.
So here's
Jacob was being ridiculous.
Here's where I'm a little confused. I'm really glad that Kellen trusted her gut this time, decided to go for the game. It obviously worked out to her benefit.
Yeah.
Where I'm a little confused, again, this is changing the Ghost Island purpose, in my opinion. She ended up getting that extra vote advantage. And originally in Survivor Game Changers, Michaela set out on the reward challenge because of frustration. She was not observant to the advantage underneath the wrench. Sarah saw it, she got it, and it was a way to steal someone's vote. She ended up using that against Michaela on that season, and Michaela was sent home. So to me, that's the curse.
Yeah.
Her attitude lost her $1 million because she didn't see it.
Sure.
So now with this advantage, it's a double vote. She gets 2 votes at the tribal council. So now you're changing what the advantage originally was.
And that's exactly what we saw with the first one.
Right.
Is that they just completely changed it.
It doesn't make sense to me, and it makes me kind of like question the point of Ghost Island. Like it's like not very consecutive.
I agree.
I don't know. I kind of like it. I like that they're in terms reversing what these curses actually are. Like in the first one, it was, you know, this was never an idol, but now it is. This one took away somebody's vote, but now you get an extra vote. I kind of like that it's opposite.
But I think in reversing the curse, it should be doing a different move than that person did with that exact same situation.
If we really want to get technical with it, it shouldn't even be in play because it was executed properly. Sarah found it and she used it and it worked to her advantage. So to me, it's not a curse. It was cursed to Michaela, but she never had it. It wasn't Michaela's advantage. It was Sarah's, and it was properly played. So you're saying, I think they were grasping at straws with this one.
Yeah, so you're saying like the one later that Wendell found, that makes sense. That makes sense to play.
That is a true Ghost Island idol, just like James from Survivor China. But this one, another stretch for me.
It is a stretch. It is kind of a stretch.
I like them.
What do you guys think? Let us know.
It also gives Kellen a lot of power. And granted, that's the whole point of an advantage, but it shouldn't be 2 votes.
I don't know. I feel like we're being a little hypocritical because we kept saying episode after episode after episode, what is on Ghost Island? I want somebody to play the game. I want somebody to get the rewards. I want somebody to reap the benefits. And now that they're reaping benefits, you guys don't seem to like it.
I want her to reap the benefits, but why can't it still be the steal vote?
And again, it's a stretch because this wasn't cursed. It was played the way it was supposed to be played. Like when Sierra had the legacy advantage, she didn't get a chance to use it. She was the first one to have it in her possession on Survivor Game Changer. Got voted out with it. Gave it over to Sarah. So in this game, it makes sense because now Morgan was the first person to have the legacy advantage. Great. And then she ended up giving it to Dominic. It makes sense because that was never played by the original owner of that in Game Changers, if that makes sense.
I totally get what you mean by that. That part doesn't bother me as much of just not having it be the same thing. Like, why did they change it to giving you an extra vote instead of stealing a vote? It would have been just fine stealing a vote.
And why make a fake idol a real idol?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, just take some of the other ones that were cursed then. I don't know how many. I mean, people normally play their idols, but...
And we're also getting technical, and I'm sorry, guys. My brain is just... Micronesia. Ozzy made the fake idol as a ploy on purpose. So it wasn't cursed. The purpose of the fake idol played out the way it was supposed to. It was supposed to trick another player to playing it. And that's what it was. So it wasn't even a curse. It was just a fake idol that worked to Ozzy's favor because it caused a little bit of... Whoa, someone has an idol.
We're way too much of super fans at this point. If we're going this deep
I
into
love
it, but I
Survivor
know,
so much that I really want to break it down because the two things on tonight, I just don't feel like were Ghost Island appropriate.
No,
it's defeating the purpose of Ghost Island.
Yeah, I totally get that.
No, I'm gonna stand by my opinion. I like that they're switching things up because it keeps us all on our toes. If we saw the same idols played the same exact ways or not played exactly the same ways, then I feel like we would get bored. And instead they're switching things up, and I like that.
I do like how they always at least give us the reminder, like they show the footage, which actually helps a lot for people that haven't seen it in so long or maybe haven't seen that episode. Like it's at least good to kind of revisit it that way, which I like. But going into Wendell's idol then, so he finds this scroll on the ground by that tree, and then there's a clue to the huge idol necklace, which is like he's never going to be able to hide this thing.
I love how they called it a hidden immunity idol, and I was like, how do you hide it?
The moment I saw how big it was, I was like, this has to be.
I was like, is this a curse or?
And so I never saw that season, but now we've talked about it like 3 times in this thing, and I feel like I need to go back and watch it.
Micronesia is one of my favorite seasons, particularly because I love Suri, and I think she was robbed. But it's just so good.
What season is that?
Good. 16.
I need to go back and watch it now. So Eric just seems like the biggest idiot to me in the whole world.
It was amazing. It was like beautiful. These women totally manipulated.
What has he said after the fact? Like, what was his like?
Well, he was brought back for the second fans versus favorites.
How did he do?
He made jury, but like.
But he was number 5 last time.
Yeah. And he could have
won.
Exactly.
Damn. Yeah. Like, no, but I mean, like, what, really quick, sorry. What did he say? Like, I don't know if this is, maybe you wouldn't know this, but like, what was his, like, afterwards in like exit interviews or like anything that he's talked about since Survivor, like, what was his reaction to doing that? Was he like, I'm the biggest idiot in the world, or was he like, eh?
He owns it. Like, he owns, like, I made the biggest mistake on Survivor and I do look like an idiot. So, like, you can't help but I still loved Eric. I thought he was a fun player to watch.
What is he doing nowadays?
Good question. Oh, I know he makes cartoons of like the Survivor seasons and puts them up on social media and like little comics and stuff.
That's awesome.
Correct me if I'm wrong if anybody is, watching.
Oh my God. Okay, so my question was though, so Wendell hides this immunity idol back where he found it because he clearly can't take this back to camp. But what if somebody else came by and dug it up? Not like obviously they didn't find the clue to it, but what if they were just roaming around and digging for an idol? I think
it would be fair game, but I also feel like, how are you going to find that if you don't have a clue?
Yeah.
People just dig up everywhere.
That's true.
They're digging for clues as it is.
That's
so I don't know. I wonder what they would do if somebody did find that, or if they just completely like prevent it. I don't know. But anyways, that's a little bit about the advantages that happened. I wanted to just talk quickly about Bradley so we see after they get back from the reward and they had won, Bradley was just the most obnoxious person I'd ever seen. He was clapping orders at Donathan after they had just won the challenge, and Donathan won the challenge for them basically.
Yeah. Well, Donathan was having a moment where he was like, I'm really proud of myself. This is the proudest moment I've had in the game so far, which is adorable because I think the first moment you had with the water was actually more exciting. But I don't know. It really rubbed me the wrong way that like you can't take a minute to just celebrate as a tribe. Like that's something people look out for. Like you're completely a bump on a law, barking orders, telling people what they should be doing, and all you're caring about is the food. Everyone's hungry and wanting to eat the reward, but just celebrate.
Just give him a minute to like really feel good about what he just did. Like Donathan's been getting so much more confident as we go along, and it's like Bradley can't take anybody else like feeling good about themselves, and he knows he's a total dick. He says it all the time.
He has zero patience in real life.
We could surprising.
Surprise.
I actually liked Donathan in this episode because, like you said in the beginning, Paige, he's really coming into his own as the episodes progress. I'm going to disagree with you though. I didn't actually, and we talked about it. I didn't like him during the water challenge just because.
Donathan,
because I feel like it was just. overplayed, and I didn't like how he was like, no, I can't do it, and people were like, no, do it, and then he did it, and then was like, it was fine. I just didn't like that whole angle, but I like how he's coming into his own now.
Yeah.
He's starting to gain credit for me.
He really is. Yeah.
Sheena123 in the live chat was asking if I thought Bradley or Abby Maria was more annoying. I'm gonna say Bradley.
Really?
Yes.
I think there's something endearing about Abby Maria. And I think the difference between Abby Maria and Bradley is Abby Maria can actually own
Thank you.
herself.
Yep.
And like, she knows that she has a mouth. She knows she has a temper. Bradley is incredibly unaware with total social management skills. And like you saw it in his exit interview, jumping the head here, when he said, if I had made it any further, I would have won. I was rolling. My eyes were in the back of my head. I was like, you really think you would have won? So I think Abby Maria is definitely more endearing.
I love in the live chat.
I agree.
Abby takes the cake. No one trumps Abby. And I love that because I agree. I think like, I thought Bradley was annoying as hell, but like, I hated Abby Maria. Like, I could not stand Abby Maria.
She's an acquired taste.
I completely agree with James.
I would never acquire that taste ever.
No, I completely agree with James. I felt like at least she owned it. At least she was like, you know what? I'm obnoxious. I'm going to do it on purpose.
Like, she was the villain and she knew it.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas Bradley is just like, I am trying my hardest. And I'm like, dude, go away.
We're all getting along swimmingly.
What?
What is that? Bradley, Sheena123 in the live chat says Bradley is delusional, and that is exactly the word that we used to describe him earlier.
Also, to quote Bradley, he said, the hardest part for me out here is to not be a dick. A big challenge for me is, that's a big challenge for me back home, which derails it all. If you know that about yourself, then why aren't you actually trying to not be a dick?
It derails it all, like in your personal life and at Survivor. So what are you doing?
I can't imagine any like person trying to be in a relationship with him.
And the thing is, I feel like when he watches this back, he's probably like, like I don't think he would really like be one of those people that realizes it and is like, oh, I'm gonna change.
I hope though, because you have to give everyone a chance. Again, this is reality television. I have been on that side of the camera to know that you can be edited a certain way that you may not have wanted people to see, or it may be taken the wrong way. And so with Bradley, I would like to see him maybe have a moment of redemption, thinking to himself, because I'll give him credit for him knowing he's a dick.
Yeah.
But I just wish, if you know that, why aren't you taking the steps
I
to
think
change?
I agree with that. And I like your point of like, maybe he was edited in a different way, or like giving somebody a second chance. I actually wouldn't mind. Okay, I was just about to get into this, and Sheena123 says, will Bradley play this game again? And I was just about to say, I don't think I would mind seeing him in another season, only because I think he's like ungodly annoying, but
he's very smart.
Well, he's smart, but I think like he's just,
there's something about him.
He brings something to the table where I like sometimes when you have those characters that are rude and outspoken like that and are just kind of a dick, because it just brings so much dynamic to the TV screen. I would not mind seeing him another season just for that factor.
Well, I would like to see him play again too, which I can't believe I'm saying that, only because I think he is the type of person where he might be able to evolve from the first time he played.
Yeah.
And I think he would be worthy of a second chance.
Like a second chance,
I do.
I would have found it interesting to see him go a little bit further in this season to see how he played in the merge with Chris and Dom, because it's like these two alpha males that are more like physically alpha and then Bradley, who's more intellectually alpha, to see how that dynamic would have went down.
Sure.
That's a good way to put it. Physically alpha and intellectually. Yeah, that's good. Do you guys think they'll do a second chance season coming up?
I hope so. I don't think maybe this year, but I think they need to do another second chance, because I think
how many have they had?
So old school. Teresa Cooper, T-Bird from Survivor Africa, got robbed the last second chances, and I would like to see her back on the roster so she can play. I know that they did one just recently, which was actually that was the last time we did a
maybe
together.
like 3 years ago. But how long before that? Or they've done what?
That
two
was
of
the
them?
first.
Was that the first
chance.
one? Mm-hmm. They really need to do another one then.
And it was fun as a fan to vote for your favorites to play again.
Because that was about 6 seasons ago. It was probably like 3 years ago, but it was like 6 seasons ago. Like I would love to see that again.
I agree.
So before moving into immunity, I do love how Malolo was so down on themselves, and they're like, we're going to reverse the curse ourselves, and we are burning this flag. I thought that was a great play. It had like such bad juju, and it was like so like more like moralizing for them. Like they finally built themselves up, and I thought that was so cute that they did that.
Well, I also think it's interesting that everyone keeps dumping on Malolo. Sure, Malolo maybe not the best tribe, but they say it's the worst tribe in history. I'm going to get technical again and say the worst tribe in history was the Oolong tribe in Survivor Palau because
How do you remember these things? How do you
I don't know
remember
how
the
to
name
remember
of the
these.
Well, I
tribe?
remember because Katie was here 2 weeks ago or 2 panels ago. I believe it was 2 or 3 panels ago with me, and she was talking about her experience on Palau. And we were talking about how Oolong, which was the opposing tribe to her, lost so much that only one person remained. 2 people went to tribal council together and had to do a fire-making challenge, and whoever won was the last sole person from their original tribe. To me, that makes you the worst tribe in Survivor history. Malolo has been jumbled up 3 times that I don't think it's technically classified as the worst tribe of Survivor
It's
history.
not even still, Malolo anymore.
I'm getting really nerdy and technical.
I can't believe you
Oolong, I still
remember
think's
these
the cake because they lost I think I wrote 8 immunity challenges and 4 reward challenges on their season.
Oh my God.
This is why we love James, because he literally remembers everything, guys.
I don't remember what I ate yesterday. Like, he remembers the names of the freaking tribes. This is insane to me. Oh my God, we love your perspective.
Thanks.
Thanks. So moving into immunity, they were throwing the rings on the target. And so Chelsea sat out, and I missed, who was the other person that sat out?
Oh, I missed
Do we
that.
know?
I totally missed
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. All I know is Chelsea sat out.
It doesn't matter. They sat out.
Yeah, they sat out. They didn't do anything. It doesn't matter. But I wanted to bring up how bad Jeff was throwing shade at everybody. Like, literally, he was like, Dom, so awkward again, jumping in the water. Like, oh, Malolo in a familiar spot, dead last. I'm like, damn, Jeff always throws shade, but he was really going at it today.
You guys, I'm going to throw it back to Dominique, who used to be a panelist on our show, and just say she always used to quote, Jeff is the shadiest person on Survivor.
Hey,
and he is.
Can't argue that.
Did
keeps
he
me
used to be
entertained,
that
though.
shady? Or
No, he's gotten more comfortable.
He's gotten way more shady.
Did I tell you I ran into him at the grocery store 2 weeks before the premiere?
Wait, what grocery store?
On Valentine's Day.
Of this season?
On Valentine's Day, yes. And I was so nervous. I called Will, my boyfriend. I was like, oh my God, Jeff Probst is here. And I've met him before. I get so nerdy about this. And I was like, I'm not going to say hi to him. I'm not going to be that fan. I kid you not. We both turned down the wine aisle together at the same time. And I was like, shit.
You're like,
now
I have
to say something.
What'd you say?
I was like, I'm so excited for Survivor Go Silent. He said, you guys will not be disappointed in how it plays out.
Well, apparently you are right now, so...
No, I mean, there are people I'm still rooting for.
Wait, so what else did he say? That's it?
That,
Was it a quick pass?
It's a good cast of people that there are people you'll love and there's people you're not going to like. And that overall, at the end of the day, people are going to be happy with how it turns out.
Oh my God.
I would have been like, which wine should I get for your viewing party, Jeff Probst?
Yeah. Who should I pick in my fantasy draft, Jeff Probst?
Exactly. He gave me notes. I'm just kidding.
What grocery store was this?
Ralph's. You see everybody at Ralph's. In Los Angeles, you guys, you see all the celebrities
Ralph's
at
in
Ralph's.
Studio City.
I don't see anyone.
That's the one that
Wait, who do you see there?
I saw the what's her name from Pretty Little Liars there.
I've never seen anybody at Ralph's.
Lucy
you know why?
Lucy Hale.
You know why? Because I go to the Ralph's in
Which
Hollywood.
isn't Jeff Probst level.
I go to the Ralph's in Hollywood.
That's
so I
where
don't
the
see
homeless
anybody.
people are.
I know. So I'm not seeing Jeff Probst anywhere. But oh my goodness. So
wait, sorry. Just a shout out to Felipe Bernardo. He asks, "What's he doing here? He doesn't even watch Survivor. You're here to watch us.
You're here,
Felipe Bernardo, because we're amazing."
Well, Felipe, you better get watching Survivor because you'll find very quickly that it's the best show of all time.
Yes.
So
Amen.
we're happy you're here, and we hope you get as into it as we are. So Malolo does not lose this time after burning their flag. Thank God.
They break the curse.
They break the curse. We found one reverse finally. And like we said before, Donathan killed his game, I thought.
He did.
And
So did Michael, though.
Yeah.
Michael, I thought, was a front runner in this challenge.
Michael
He was
with
like,
that-
I am not losing.
with that
Sorry, I
perfect
wasn't paying
dive.
attention because I was just like,
I know.
whenever Michael was on
Dude,
screen.
he dove into the water, and Timothy and I were both like,
It's like
"Did you see
Olympian
that?"
style, just form. I was like, he's like a dolphin.
And Jeff called it out too. He was like, "Wow, look at that dive by Michael." And I was like, "Yeah, wow."
He's got a
look at
man
that."
crush.
Yeah. I think we all have crushes on Michael. Anything else that was really that stuck out to you guys in the immunity challenge?
No.
I think we kind of went over it. Yeah. It was a good challenge overall. So back at camp, not too much is going on except we see Bradley obviously just being kind of shady again. He says that Donathan's just here for a beach vacation and Libby is just an attractive girl that wants to just hang out. So I was a little off put by that, we'll say.
So was I. I felt like Donathan was working way harder than Bradley was in that last challenge and previous challenges. And on top of that, and Libby, yes, I feel like they're giving her a lot of slack because she's so attractive.
Yeah.
And I don't think
That doesn't mean she's not here to play.
That's what I mean. I don't think that's fair.
He did say that she was charming to the point
That's
that
true.
can't be trusted.
Okay.
So he at least acknowledged
Okay.
But Donathan's not here for any type of beach vacation. He came out here, I feel like, for the right reasons like The Bachelor. But
play.
he came out to play. He came out to change himself and to challenge himself and to really grow. And I
to
feel
play
like
for his mom and his grandma.
right, and to
Yes.
really step out of his comfort zone, you
Yeah.
know? And I feel like that's the type of players that I want to see. So whatever Bradley's saying about how he just came there to hang out is not true at any means.
Bradley was just salty about
and
the whole
Bradley
thing.
went there as a type of person who's not trying to change and who's just trying to like
Jonathan
do whatever
hasn't
he wants to.
complained about being dirty.
See,
No.
Sheena123 in the chat said Chelsea and Jenna sat out, but we forgot about Jenna
forgot about
because
Jenna.
she's just forgettable.
She's
They
forgettable.
didn't show her tonight.
Oh my goodness. So and also the fact that Bradley calls out Dom and Dom was like, "Hey guys, I'm really sorry. Like I might have been. I was really shaky at the beginning." And he's like, "I think that you had too much coffee." Okay, so you're the type of person that can tell people what they've had and what they haven't had or how they feel. Like, okay,
He was just going after everybody, you guys.
he was going after everybody. So anyways, a little bit about then the vote, which we had talked about earlier, or not so much the vote, but the decision to make the vote.
Yes.
So basically, it was obviously between Libby and Bradley.
Correct.
And I think that while it was great to see Bradley go, Libby might have been the better choice in this. And I think that because I think Libby is a stronger player. She's more of a threat, especially as we go into the merge. She's really, she is charming, and I feel like she can really form these relationships. Whereas Bradley, I feel like people will see right through him, and bringing him to the merge, there's no way he's making it very far. I feel like he's an easy vote out at the merge. What do you guys think?
I see your point. But I also feel like Libby's the type of person or type of player I want to work with long term. Like if I was on that tribe, let's say I was an original Navidi, and I knew she was original Malolo, I'm the type of person that can separate the original. I'm so tired of
Yeah.
doing that.
Yes, me
and say,
too.
this is now an opportunity. This is an opportunity for me to advance my personal game. And Libby's the type of player I would want to work with.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
And I think I would be curious to know what Chelsea thought, because I think even if Dom didn't vote for Bradley, and let's say he voted Libby with Bradley, I would have been curious if Chelsea would have voted Bradley, because I felt like her and Libby were getting pretty close.
Yes. Well, here's the thing with Libby. Libby gets close to these other females, Morgan, for example,
Right.
and now Chelsea, and she just, she puts her vote where she needs to put it, which brings me to my next point, which is I agree with you with Libby and wanting to work with her because I felt like exactly what she said at Tribal, like, hey, I'm loyal. I voted Morgan out because I was loyal to my tribe, and that's what people want. They want to see that you are loyal to your alliance, so I like that. But then I also agree with Paige where I would say, you know what, I need to get Libby out now because she's too strong of a player, whereas Bradley, I feel like he would get on everybody's nerves, and once you get to the merge, everybody would want him out anyway.
I do like how she stood her ground about why she voted the way that she voted, and it totally makes sense. Like,
Yes.
while her and Morgan did have a bond, she had to stay loyal to that alliance. I think that's totally valid.
Yes.
But I do think that she would have been a more dangerous that she will be a more dangerous player down the road. I think that she has the potential to be very good.
I think Dominic made a good point too, in the sense of like when he had to deliberate which side or which way he's going to go. He even said, who was going to benefit me long term that has relationships on the other side.
Yeah.
Bradley, I don't feel like really has many where you can acknowledge that Libby's a good social player. That if Libby's on my side, maybe she'll go to bat for me at some point, in the sense of, oh, I'll be able to be pulled in, or we can vote as a voting block. So I don't know. I think there is definitely a positive to keeping Libby, but I can say I would agree with your argument, but I just think it was the right move for their game.
Yeah, especially because she does have those relationships, so she'd be able to, pull somebody else in or introduce them in a way that, might help them in the future. So, yeah, that's a good point, too. What did you guys think about the comments and, everything that Bradley had to say at Tribal?
Well, it's funny because I'm actually going to just take a step ahead really quick and just go to his comments after Tribal,
Sure.
which is really the only point that I actually liked him because he actually had a very gracious kind of, good luck you guys with the game, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Oh, after.
And I wasn't expecting that. I would expect Bradley of all people, because you were such a dick the entire season to everybody, that you would have been really salty about
I
this.
appreciated that too.
And so I appreciate that. I always like when they're nice when they're going out.
Yeah, and he did obviously in his exit interview say some things that I didn't necessarily agree with, but he was gracious as he was going out in front of the players, which was good. But I do think that he is honestly kind of delusional to a point where he's saying we all get along swimmingly, this is such a cohesive tribe, we haven't had any arguments, and basically he's saying that, the way that he's seeing it is, I'm bringing up different points when we're talking about things, basically to start conversations and to like have more of a like just to have different opinions, basically, like playing devil's advocate. But I don't really think that that's the way he's doing it, because we saw when Jeff had asked, what did you think about the vote that Libby voted against Morgan? He was like, well, I can bring up counterpoints all day about this, but I don't really know what happened. So Jeff's like, that's interesting that you say that you're willing to like go to bat on this and bring up counterpoints when you have no idea what happened.
It's the lawyer in him.
And I feel like that's Bradley's personality. Like that's just who he is.
Yeah. Which I could appreciate, because he is, like you said, he's a law student and he is going to be a lawyer. But I just he's just so obnoxious that I just can't get past that. Like, I'm like, why are you even speaking right now? You're literally just putting more of a target on your back. And I'm not surprised if that line that he said was the one that kind of sealed the deal. If they didn't have any kind of clue as to who they were going to vote for, they were on the fence about who they were going to vote for going into tribal, I felt like that line would have sealed this.
And fate. Libby really more made her case as to why she should say.
100%.
I think that Bradley will be a damn good lawyer. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be a very good lawyer.
He's in the right career path.
He is. Yes, he really is. Yeah.
Agreed.
Good for him. Well, we're going to be wrapping up soon. So first of all, we want to just give a shout out to everybody in the live chat. Sheena123, Eric Olin, all of you guys. I can't read all these. Nanus46. Everybody else that's been in the live chat, thank you guys so much for that. And moving quickly into news and gossip. So obviously this isn't confirmed yet, but we were creeping on a lot of Instagram posts. Oh, we got that little music there. We were creeping on some Instagram posts, and it looks like maybe next episode or something that we might start another showmance. Oh. So we talked about the one last week, which was
Jen and
Sebastian. And then it's looking like if you creep on anyone's Instagrams that Libby and Michael might start a showmance next week. And it's actually funny because as I was watching the episode tonight, I looked at both of them at different points, and I was like, wow, they would make a very beautiful couple.
All I'm saying is Survivor better not turn into Big Brother with their showmances.
They haven't lately.
I don't like it.
Wasn't somebody together last season?
No, but not 2 in 1 season. That's too much. Too much.
Who's the other one that's together now? Joe and Sierra. They're cute.
They're cute.
So any other news and gossip you guys would like to share?
None.
Nope.
All right, so moving into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Wow. So we saw in the preview that the merge is coming next week.
Thank God.
Yes.
It's about time.
Thank you, Jesus. I love when they start playing for themselves. I love individual immunity so much more.
So do I.
We see Dom and Chris are going to go at it. I mean,
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, bring it.
I feel like Chris is going. I feel like his time is coming.
I like Dom better than Chris.
Me too.
Yeah. We hated Dom at the beginning, or not hated him, but like he was like off-putting to me. But I kind of just like his personality. He's growing on me a lot.
Yeah, Dom is just one of those people that has learned to adjust to the game. Maybe he's like that in real life, but in the game he's like, maybe I have to tone it down. Maybe Bradley could learn something.
That's exactly.
True.
I feel like what's been happening with him.
Yeah.
Whereas we'll see what happens with Chris, I guess.
In terms of predictions, I think that maybe the girls will try to form an alliance, because I feel like at this point there are a lot more girls than there are men.
That's very true.
So I would like to see an all-girl alliance. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah.
There's some really strong female. Laurel, Angela.
We haven't
Kellen.
seen that when
Go Laurel.
I feel like I've never seen that. I really like Desiree.
I like Desiree too, and I'm so glad that she's on my fantasy draft. And I only bring up the fantasy draft because James was so kind enough to if Steve could put up that awesome graphic for us. That is our fantasy draft with pictures. It's very
I picked Kellen first.
Posh.
You did.
Our fantasy draft is very posh, you guys.
Who's number 2? Is that James?
That's James.
What was I doing?
No, I didn't put them necessarily.
You didn't put them in order? Okay.
Okay, because I was gonna say I think I picked Wendell.
I just wanted to go boy, girl, or girl, boy, girl.
I did pick Kellen first.
So at this rate right now, we're all at 4.
Yes.
We all have 4.
No. You have 5.
Oh, because I still have Chelsea. That's right. Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who's my last girl?
Angela.
Oh, Angela's.
I think Wendell can make it really far. That's my prediction.
The standouts to me are Laurel, Jonathan, Wendell, and Dominic and Michael.
I am gonna say Michael is really surprising me. He's very smart, and he's
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Michael.
But I'm pulling for my girl Laurel. She's surprising me, and she wasn't one of my first picks, but I'm digging her more
she's
and
doing
more.
really, really good.
Yeah, and after seeing Chelsea tonight shown a little bit more, I could see why she's playing under the radar, but I need her to step it up a little bit.
I wish I would have picked Desiree. I like her a lot.
Sorry. She's mine.
Sorry.
She's
Maybe
mine.
we'll do a little trade out.
Yeah, we can do a tradesy.
Who are you gonna give me?
I'll give you Bradley.
I'll give you Kellen.
Whoa, that's a steep trade.
No, I like my girl Desiree.
Well, we'll see how
Kellen's
Kellen
good.
does at the end. I don't know. She was like, I wasn't liking her that as much this episode.
Plus, I don't want my team to be all whitewashed.
I mean, I think she's like cool and
Just
nice,
saying.
but I just thought she was like so awkward.
I need some flavor in my team, okay, you guys?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our draft right now. Let us know who you think's gonna win. Hopefully me. And anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up?
I'm just so happy we're all back together.
Me
and happy
too.
birthday, Paige.
Thank you so
Happy birthday,
much.
Paige.
I love spending it with you guys. Alrighty, you guys. Well, that was Survivor season 36, episode 6. Can't remember what it was called.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight in the live chat. Let us know how we're doing in the comments. Give us a like, subscribe, and thank you guys for joining. I'm your host, Paige Bonanno, and you can find me everywhere on social media at Paige Bonanno.
And I'm James Wallington. You can find me on Twitter at James Wallington and Instagram at Where's Wallington.
Timothy Michael here. If you like what I said, follow me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
And thank you guys so much. We will see you next week right
Good night.
here.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.